One. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, you guys. Welcome back to the Happy Life Podcast. We actually have a name now. Hooray. Today with me, I have a very, very special guest. I have my sister from another mister, my blood-related cousin, Roxana! Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, you guys. I don't know what to say.
Well, who are you?
Well, I'm Roxana, but you can call me Rosie. And that's it.
You can find her on Instagram.
Yeah, I have to warm up. I'm sorry, you guys. I promise I'll get better.
You can find her on Instagram as Viva La Rosie and on YouTube as well as Viva La Rosie.
Self promo. Go watch my videos. Subscribe. Turn on those post notifications.
So, I have been wanting to bring you in. I mean, I knew that I wanted to bring you in pretty much as soon as I started this. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know how soon. I'm glad that this is episode number 4, you guys, already. It's been good thus far, or I feel like it's been good thus far. I've really been enjoying this a lot. It's so easy.
It's fun.
It's so fun to talk to people. I just wish I had like a more creative space. I like this dynamic. I hate the TV in the background, but
you'll get there. It's little steps, baby steps.
100%. We're drinking coffee, you guys.
De olla.
Café de olla. We don't know where it's from.
Well, Alexis brought it. So.
My girlfriend dropped it off for us. And yeah, so we're just gonna go off anything. Earlier, you were telling me that you were a pocha.
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 Okay, Chino has no idea what that is or didn't know what it was. Pocha it's Mexican American, where both of my parents are born and raised in Mexico, but I was born and raised here in the United States. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
That's pretty much what it is.
But when people say, well, like, he's saying because in my video, I was saying que soy pocha, which, well, what I was trying to say is that I sound very...
Choppy,
yeah, like my Spanish.
Speaking Spanish.
I am fluent in Spanish, but I don't think...
But you can speak it on videos.
I'm just embarrassed of my Spanish sometimes. But it's also like costumbre, too. It's like when you first start doing videos, like, you're not used to. I was very uncomfortable making videos.
Spanish?
Like in English, like, just in general. Like,
okay.
It's like that. Like, I just have to get used to it.
Speaking Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish in my videos.
Yeah, that is very true. In the last video, I noticed that I touched my face a fuck ton.
Oh, really?
And right now, I just noticed that I'm touching my face.
Oh. I noticed I look up a lot in my videos.
You look up to try to see your brain?
Yeah, basically that's what it looks like. And I hate it. I hate it.
I do a lot of ums.
Me too. There's a lot of editing that you guys don't see because I chop off. I literally crop me saying
I leave my ums.
I hate it. No.
I leave my ums. I like my ums.
My humps.
My ums make me who I am.
My lovely lady bumps.
That's
Check
a copyright.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding.
What do you think it's like growing up as a quote unquote pocha?
Confusing.
Why would you say confusing?
It's not confusing. It's kind of like conflicting because actually I saw a post not that long ago, but it was like cuando voy a Mexico soy muy like I'm too Americanized, but here in the United States I'm too Mexican. Does that make sense? Like there's like place I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But,
so it's like you don't feel like you belong here or there.
Yeah, I guess. That's like a good way to describe it.
Have you ever taken yourself and just decided that I'm gonna belong in both?
I mean, I think I belong in both. I think society
has made you
is
to
the
believe.
one that's confused, more conflicted than what I am. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. What advice would you give to somebody that maybe like has that confusion or issue going on in their life where they don't know how to identify and they have allowed society to identify them for them?
I think just own it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
how would you own it, though?
I mean, if you are conflicted, it's because it's something that you're not proud of. I am proud of who I am. I'm proud of, you know, being Mexican and American. But I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I grew up in America, but I'm more Mexican. But a lot of people will probably tell me, no, you're...
They'll tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense? But I
Yeah,
feel
that makes
more
perfect
Mexican
sense.
than American.
So pretty much just own it.
But I just own it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's something that you have to work within you, not... I don't know how to explain it.
No, I heard you. Like, when you said be proud of it, I can definitely understand what you mean by that, because for the longest time it's not that I was ashamed to be, like, Mexican, but I was so scared to be
People
openly...
make you feel bad about it.
Yeah, they do. And it's tough, because I feel like it's only... I mean, I'm not, like, trying... Obviously, like, everybody has their own conflictions and their own fights that they have to fight. Mm-hmm. But I feel like everybody identifies Hispanic or Latinos or Mexicans or Cubans or Salvadorians. They all identify them as Mexicans.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you are yourself and you try to own your culture, you're looked down upon. And that's really tough to overcome.
I remember when I was in middle school, I had Salvadorian friends. Well, I have Salvadorian friends. And I remember, I don't even know what we were talking about, but she was like, people always say, oh, you're speaking Mexican. And she was like, but I don't get it. Like, you know, there's not only Mexicans out here. Like, there's other people from other, you know, countries, not just Mexico.
That also speak Spanish.
Yeah, and honestly, like, that's when I was like, oh shit, like, there really is. Like, I don't know, it was just kind of like a
realization point, an eye-opener.
Yeah, an eye-opener where it was like, oh, we're not all Mexicans, and you're right. You know, like, we should be more conscious about that.
Yeah, that is very true. Like, I actually just used two words that I don't really like to use, which are Hispanic and Latino, because Hispanic, to my knowledge, is Spanish.
Spanish, yeah.
And so it's like, if you're Hispanic, you're from Spain. And Latino is Latin, which...
Oh, wait, no.
It's Latin, actually. And it's Latin, but, like, it's used so publicly to describe people of Southern America, Mexican descent, that, like, we all just started to identify ourselves as Latinos. And it's easier. Like, it's so shitty that it's so much easier for you to explain I'm Hispanic or Latino rather than saying I'm Mexican, I'm Salvadorian, I'm Cuban, I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah. And it's sad almost. Like, in Florida, all the Puerto Ricans identify as Puerto Ricans.
Like, they're very
proud of being Puerto Rican. Like, if you go to the Puerto Rican barrios where they're primarily or Puerto Rican, they won't say that they're Latinos.
They say that they're Puerto Rican.
They say that they're Puerto Rican. And they're
own it. Yeah, I'm like, they're owning it.
Yeah, they're really proud of it. But, and I mean, I don't know if, like, just because, like, Florida has a large Puerto Rican population, but I mean...
Well, it's, like, right next to it, that's why.
Well, but then again, California has a huge Mexican population.
Because we're right next to Mexico, though.
But I know, but why is it that we're unable to openly say I'm Mexican rather than explaining ourselves are Hispanic or Latino?
I think it's just society. Like, that's what society identifies us as. So we feel like we have to say that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I totally feel it. So I guess you just gotta be proud of who you are, everybody.
Yeah.
And
I say I'm Mexican. I don't say I never say that I'm Latina. I just realized that.
I always say Hispanic or Latino, and I hate it.
If they ask me, like, if people ask me, are you Hispanic? I say yes. But I'm not willingly saying, like, oh, I'm Hispanic. No, I say, oh, I'm Mexican. I'm actually Mexican.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know that Hispanic or Latino are derived from other words or societies or places. Yeah. So, because like we said, society has just given it to us, so we've just taken it and ran with it.
A lot of people confuse me for being white or Caucasian.
Yeah.
Because I'm so pale. I'm pasty.
Pasty.
This
So
is what
everybody-
I deal with to make videos.
What's up?
That's what I deal with to make videos.
Really?
I get washed out, yeah.
Oh.
If you ever see my videos, I get very washed out. But it's just because I'm really white.
Yeah. You gotta own it, girl.
I know. I mean, I like my complexion now, but I used to hate it. I used to want to be more tanner.
I know we used to all call you Güerita. Did you like
Yeah.
that?
It's just something that I grew up with. I didn't really care. Yeah.
You know, it never bothered you.
It never bothered me. No. People still call me Güerita.
Do they?
Yeah. Everywhere.
Is it like people that you don't know? Like people that they don't know that they can call you Rosy?
Yeah. Well, like at work, like when I used to work at the restaurant, that's what they used to call me, like Güerita. Or they used to actually call me Teresita.
Really? Because they knew?
Yeah. Well, they knew about my tattoo, and then I told one of the busters that my mom's family actually calls me Teresita because they say that I look like my Tere when she was younger.
How cute.
That's what they say.
How cute.
Yeah. I guess I'm my Tere's twin. I feel like I'm talking low.
No, you look pretty good. Just lean in if you feel like you're talking low.
Do we look like podcasters?
Do we look like podcasters?
For the people on YouTube, because the people that are listening.
Do we sound like podcasters?
Do we sound like podcasters?
It really doesn't matter. This is episode 4. This is going to go on for a long time. So if it doesn't sound like a podcast now, it definitely will. What I am most focused on right now is just making sure that I put out subjects that people can relate to and identify with.
What do you relate to?
Being happy.
Be happy.
Loving people. Loving life. Loving yourself. Being fucking nice.
Yeah, that's an important one, is being nice.
Be fucking
I feel like people
nice,
need to be
people.
taught more often to be nice.
Yeah. Do you think that comes from home, or do you think that comes from morals, like to yourself?
I think it comes from... I feel like morals and home come hand in hand. Because your home is what's going to teach you your morals, so...
Yeah, that is true. I like to believe that when you're a kid, you're definitely being shaped into something.
Yeah.
But as you grow into being your own person...
I mean, obviously you get hit an age where it's up to you to make your decisions, so...
Yeah.
That's when you should know from right to wrong.
Yeah.
So if you... I don't know. I feel like if once you're older and you do bad stuff, that's just who you are. That makes you... That's when you really realize who you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
or
that
you
makes,
show,
that
or
makes
you
perfect
show
sense.
who you really are.
Yeah, that is true. But then again, like when you reach a certain age, you can choose who you want to be. Because I mean, like I've came across people that have really broken homes, really broken families, but they're still managed to be fucking nice. So like, why can't everybody just...
Because it's up to you. You make that decision if you want to better yourself or become that, your home or whatever.
Yeah. So to everybody listening, you guys, if you guys feel like you come from a broken home, broken family, just know that you can always make the decision to be the better
yourself.
person.
Yeah, to better yourself.
To completely change your perspective on things and just become a better person.
I mean, we have really good examples. I mean, if you really think about it, look at our primas, las cuatas,
100%.
I mean, they came from a rough home, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of people didn't think that they were going to come so far. I mean, there's obviously certain people, like, I always thought that they were going to go that far. But till this day, they still amaze me. Does that make sense? So, I just think it shows, like, you never know how far you can go.
Yeah, and to not let yourself be identified by your past more than anything. Because, I mean, like, these kids, they grew up in a pretty broken home, but they have an amazing example, which is their mom, and their mom has always done the impossible to make sure that they stay.
I think them too. I feel like themselves are their perfect example because they've done. I mean, I don't think they're bad people. Obviously, they're not, but they definitely made bad decisions in the past, and I think that was their example. Like, oh, I don't want to be that anymore. I want to become a better version of myself. So that helped them too.
Yeah, 100%. And we're saying, I mean, like, you can always just identify with something else. Like, just because you have done a couple things in the past, or your home or your family, that doesn't dictate who you should be or who you should identify with. Or make sure that if you guys have any concerns, questions, you guys need advice, hey, I have this going on at home, how can I make sure to be a better person, do not hesitate to hit my DMs on Instagram, uncle_jalapeno.
Advice.
Do I
think you do. I mean, you're definitely a good listener. I feel like you're not you're very open, so you don't come in a perspective of judgment.
Yeah.
You come in a perspective of like, okay, well, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can we do to make this situation better?
There you go.
Which that's how it should be.
I appreciate that.
Aww.
I appreciate that. Really, really, really do. I love listening to people. I love helping people become like we said, better versions of themselves.
Yeah. Well, you like talking. That's why this is
this is
exactly what you're doing.
This is exactly why I started this. I would give people advice and then just watch their life change for the better, and I knew that I wanted to reach more.
Yeah.
And I mean, the internet is so wide. So like anybody from across the country to across the world, as long as they are able to understand the language, and even then, if there is a translation service, whether it be subtitles or audio, like you can still understand this.
Yeah.
And you can still take something from it, and that's exactly what I want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also like if you're passionate to of something, it's gonna transfer through the camera or through the audio.
100%.
People are gonna feel it. So.
Yeah. I love helping people. I love helping people be happy, and that is why this is the Happy Life Podcast. You guys, just be happy, man. I love being happy. I think that translates to so many aspects of your life.
Yeah. I feel like happy is definitely something that you decide to be, though. Because some people just don't want to be happy.
Yeah.
I feel like they're too hard on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very true. Eventually, though, I'm going to do an episode on the importance of being sad.
I mean, there's always... I feel like sad keeps you on your toes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But, I mean, you always have to learn how to bounce back, obviously. You can't just be depressed the whole time.
Yep. Have you seen the movie Inside Out?
No.
So good.
I know. I've heard it's really good. But I have not seen it. I've started it. I think I started it one time, but I don't know why I didn't finish watching it.
Excuse me. So good.
That's a cartoon movie, right?
It's a cartoon movie, yeah. So the whole time they're trying to figure out what the role of sadness is. And they stop her from touching everything. They stop her from feeling everything. Because it's like sadness, anger.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, if sadness gives you feeling, I don't know how to explain it, but I mean, if you think about it, if you don't have sadness in your life, it's not going to give you, I don't want to say purpose. It's like love. Like, love is what gets you through things sometimes. Or like, sadness is what's going to keep you pushing.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta know one to know the other for sure.
Yeah.
That is true. So yeah, eventually we're gonna do an episode on nothing but sadness, and of course it's gonna be derailed because I can't talk about one thing for too long. But at least the general idea of it is gonna be
the
importance of sadness, and I'll make sure to do my research on it before I come in here so that I can have some statistics and stuff that we can.
Who are you gonna bring for that?
I don't know. I can't think of any sad people. But
my sister.
I was gonna tell you that.
Mary Jane, don't hate me.
I was gonna tell you that. I love your sister. She's strong. I've told her that many, many, many times.
She is, yeah.
I've told her that so many times.
Strong-headed. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I think that when I bring her in here and I break her down, if she allows me to, I think she'll understand how strong she really is.
Yeah, she's strong. She's very thick-skinned, for sure. She's a character.
She is a character. But I mean, that has a lot to do with her experiences as well.
Yeah. But
she can still manage to be nice.
Yeah.
To
Every
me.
once in a while. Every once in a while. Just kidding.
Say
no.
it. Say it.
She's a bitch. She's a bitch, you guys.
Oh,
no,
I
I'm
knew
just
that
kidding.
was coming.
No, I love my sister. She just is very... She's definitely a character. I feel like she's very thick-skinned, and it's like Chino said. Like, she did go through a lot, or she has gone through a lot. But it's also, like I said, when you go through something, you have to learn how to pick yourself back up.
100%.
Yes. And I feel like, some people it takes longer. And at the end of the day, that's, you can't judge a person's journey. Does that make sense? I don't judge her too much about it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I try to push her,
Mm-hmm.
You gotta just be happy.
Yeah. I was going to say something and I totally lost it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was related. I was going to bounce off what you were just saying. It was something about the journey, but I don't know what it was. But anyhow, yeah, I mean, you got to respect somebody and you got to, here it is. It's back.
It happens.
You got to understand them,
Yeah.
like when it comes to going through a journey, you got to understand people. But then again, don't allow somebody going through some shit, trying to bounce back, become a better person, to become bitches or mean people.
I mean, my sister's not mean. I don't think she's mean to
No.
strangers.
I'm not saying your
Yeah.
sister. I'm saying people
Well,
in
yeah, in
general.
general.
Like, if, let's say, if, let's say if, let's just use you because you're here. Let's say you had just, lost your puppy. Right? And your puppy has been your puppy since you were 2 years old. So you grew up with your puppy. Now you were let's say you were 18. I don't know how long dogs live, but that seems like a lot of years. A 16-year-old dog, and you've grown with this dog, and then it's all of a sudden it dies, and you're trying to change into being happy again without your dog, but in the process, you are just pushing everybody away, and you are being a total bitch. You shouldn't allow yourself to do that either.
I feel like there's always going to be a point where you do that, but you shouldn't allow it to go for too long. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it shouldn't be an excuse for sure.
Because I feel like everybody does that. I've done that before, for sure. I feel like, you're going through a rough time, so you don't want people around you.
But you got to keep yourself on check, too.
Yeah.
Continuously keep yourself on check. So say, hey, am I being a good person? Is this situation pushing me to go and hurt other people's feelings?
Yeah. But I mean, you have to think about it. Okay, that takes strong will. And if you don't have that, you have to have good people in your life to put you on check. And unfortunately, there's people out there that aren't as fortunate as us that keep us on check, and that's bummer.
Yeah. Do you feel like crying?
No.
I feel like crying.
Why do you feel like crying?
I don't know.
Do you need people to keep you on check?
No, Angel keeps me on check. I love when Angel keeps me on check.
Yeah, Angel definitely does keep people on check.
I love how Angel keeps me on check.
I mean, Angel's he's such a sweetheart.
Just goes for it.
He's a sweetheart, yes, but he does, he definitely just gets through it.
Yeah.
Punch.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because I need that. I feel like I do that to people, but I don't do it to myself. I'm so forgiving to myself, and I hate it. I allow myself.
Yeah.
I allow myself. I definitely do. So I love when Angel just comes in and he's like, just fucking do it.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so Angel. Yeah, that's definitely Angel.
I want to bring Angel in so bad.
When is he gonna come in?
Well, that little fucker flaked on me.
Angel's a good friend of ours.
He's an amazing friend. He's a wise boy. He's definitely grown a lot as a person too. And it's all
He
been
was
on
so
his
annoying
own.
in high school.
Carry on, girl.
He was. He was a little punk. I did not like him in high school. I tell him this all the time.
He was, but I mean, he was 16.
Yeah.
So it's like from.
I was 17.
But you're a girl. You're a girl. It's so different. You can't compare.
Yeah. I have no idea. I mean, I wonder what his turning point though was, because it's true he did really grow up a lot by himself.
I want to say a girlfriend.
I know who.
Yeah, I know who too. But we won't say. But yeah, a girlfriend. And good for him.
You think it was his girlfriend?
I think it was a combination of his girlfriend and then just him turning like 18, 19, going off to college and doing his own things.
Yeah.
And his parents.
I also think like your guys' group, the guys group went through a little point where everybody was doing their own thing.
We're back to that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Sometimes you need to do that so you can discover yourself, just like how he did. You know, he discovered himself.
Make a mark of this right here on your head, and I'm gonna send you the last podcast. I'm gonna send you an early teaser before I post it.
Oh God.
We were talking about that.
Oh really?
The exact same thing you just said. We were talking about.
Who, you and who?
Mikey.
Oh really? Oh.
So good, so good. Let me know, guys, if you guys enjoyed episode 3.
I want to see that episode so bad.
It's so good. I loved it. I loved episode 3 because I feel like it was the first episode with my friends, and I love my friends. Yeah, it was the first episode with my friends. I loved it. I really did. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like we put things on the table that otherwise wouldn't have been put on the table.
You guys talked about, you guys probably talked about things that you guys probably never spoke about.
Yeah, I loved it. It was good. I'm going to take this time, guys, to remind you that you guys can find us on any podcast service that you guys like to use, whether it's Apple or Spotify. You guys can also find us on YouTube at the Happy Life Podcast. I'll make sure to put links on my bio on Instagram, and you guys can follow me on there as well. Uncle_jalapeno. And you can follow my lovely guest here at Viva La Rosie. Would you like to spell that for me?
It's VIVALAROSIIE.
I.
It's double I. Someone's gonna watch this and be like, wow, this bitch really spelled it out.
She wrote it in the air.
Just the way I said it. I. Oh, man.
We're humans. We make mistakes. We make mistakes. Would you like to talk about mistakes?
I don't make mistakes.
You don't make mistakes. You're perfect.
I am perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
I'm just kidding. I make a lot of mistakes.
Being imperfect.
Like today, I put the sugar in the fridge, you guys. That's a mistake. Listen, I work and I go in at 4 a.m. I was just delirious. I still kind of am.
Oh, God. That was so funny.
I didn't even realize it, you guys. The sugar was in the fridge for probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, before she realized, and then I went to reach into the fridge for something, and then I was like, hey.
You did not say hey. First of all, you did not. Don't lie. That's mistake 1. You never lie. You be more transparent. You said, what did you say? I swear you said, you dumb bitch. You put the sugar. You were like, how tired are you? And I was like, what? I had no idea at that point. I was like, what did I do now?
You were like, what did I say?
Yeah, because it was so random. You're like, oh, you dumb bitch. Well, how tired are you? And I was like, what did I say? What did I do now?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. That was actually really funny, you guys. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was hilarious. So the sugar was in the fridge for about 10 minutes before we realized, oh, I'm going to start sweating again. I can't stop sweating, and I don't know why. It's not even that hot in here.
It's really not.
It's not. I just took a shower, though.
Your pores are open. You should have did you put cold water on your pores?
No. I should grab an ice cube.
You should.
Ice cubes are in the kitchen. I'm not leaving again. We've
Oh,
been
don't
moving
leave.
around so much in this fucking podcast.
We really have. I'm so sorry, you guys. I wonder if they can hear it in the audio, though.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Oh.
You can you can hear the pop of the window. You can hear all the cars passing by. It's very audible. Everything is very audible. But anyhow, we were talking about mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Mistakes. Big ones, little ones, medium-sized ones. Everybody makes them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody makes them. And you have to.
I feel like, yeah, it helps you grow.
You have to.
Mm-hmm. Without mistakes, you don't become successful or become who you want to be in life.
You don't grow.
Yeah.
I'm reading a book right now. It's called something that I don't remember because we're not giving free shout outs here.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
kidding. Except
okay.
to you.
Sorry, you guys.
I'm just kidding. No. Like to authors. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't know the name of the book, but it talks about vulnerability and your power that comes to you from allowing yourself to make mistakes. And yeah, mistakes just help you grow. You can either like make your mistakes really fast or walk really carefully and then never make a mistake, but also never learn from any mistakes that you've made.
I feel like if you don't make mistakes, like if you don't make mistakes as often. I mean, I'm not saying it's good to make mistakes like all the time, but if you try to be perfect the moment that you do make a mistake, you're gonna freak out. Like you're gonna make yourself freak out.
Yeah.
You're gonna put yourself down a lot.
I get what you're saying. So pretty much like if you go your whole life with walking carefully and without making any mistakes, and then all of a sudden you come into a situation, you make a mistake, and you have no idea what to deal with. How do you deal with it?
Yeah.
You're gonna beat yourself up and be like, "Wow, I can't believe I just put the sugar in the fridge."
But I accepted my mistake and I said, I'm sorry.
That is really quick.
I've been up since 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a perfectly acceptable mistake. I hate when people don't accept their mistakes.
I mean, it's bad if you repeat the same mistake, though. Like, Chino, he didn't put an alarm today. And I was supposed to be here at 11, you guys. I didn't get here till like 12:30 because homeboy over here woke up very late.
I was actually up really early.
Why? Did you go back to sleep then?
The street sweeper came.
Oh.
So I had to be up at 7 and then move my car, and then
you came back to sleep.
I came back inside.
That's always the worst, though. You always fall asleep harder when you come back.
I slept 3 times in the morning. I woke up back again at like, excuse me, at like 9, and then my girlfriend called me, and then she was on FaceTime with me trying to talk, and my eyes were like, and then she's like, "Wake up," and I'm like, "It's 9 o'clock in the morning on my day off. I'm sleeping."
I'm not even kidding. I was gonna text Alexis and be like, "Have you talked to Chino at all today?" But then I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that to my pobre primo. Like she's gonna freak out on him."
She still doesn't know that I overslept. So
Yeah.
you're finding out now, baby.
Yeah.
But I do that a lot.
I called him 3 times, Alexis,
Twice. I have 2 missed calls from you.
and a FaceTime.
Oh, I didn't see the FaceTime.
I FaceTimed you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And several texts went out. Y nada.
There was like 5 text messages from you. I'm so sorry. I really am.
No, it was fine.
You can allow yourself to make mistakes, but like Rosie said, like if you're making the same mistake twice or 3 times or 4 times, then you are really just being stupid.
Well, yeah, obviously you're being stupid, but also like it'll affect your like relationships with other people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going back to you, like, well, not just you, like people that like
time
time management, like it's gonna create problems.
Yeah, yeah, it does all the time. Mm-hmm. I can't shake it off.
Yeah, you
I really can't. I really can't. Well,
he really can't, you guys.
I really cannot shake off the time management.
Oh.
I swear I am better at it than I actually am. So
No, he's not.
I am not. I am not. This right here, it's gonna be my reminder to myself to become better at time management.
Oh man, I used to get so mad when I was, well, like back in the day. I used to get really, really mad at him, you guys. It was bad. I understand your girlfriend's pain.
And she's punctual as shit.
Yeah.
She's very
Yeah.
punctual. But with her, and I mean, whatever. With her,
I don't know what you're about to say.
I've gotten really punctual.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't allow me not to.
I mean, what he means punctual is what I'm assuming, okay? What I'm assuming.
Go ahead, you're probably right.
When she says to get there a certain hour, he gets there 30 minutes late, whereas he used to get there an hour late.
Yes.
Okay?
No, I actually have shown up on time pretty much all the time now.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that I really do a lot is fall asleep and don't set an alarm.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm fucking tired.
You don't? What? No. That's not an excuse. I'm not going to allow that to be an excuse. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But anyways, you guys. Well, putting myself as an example, if you guys are making mistakes and you guys are doing it more than once, there really needs to be a point where you decide that you're going to either change that or accept that and accept the consequences that come along with it, or take the changes that come along with it. So it's like, for me,
Yeah.
I can either change my time management and improve it, and improve my relationship with my girlfriend, my relationship with my jobs, my relationship with everything and anything that has to do with me being on time, or I can accept the consequences. I can accept that I'm going to piss off my girlfriend if I show up 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes late. And I can accept that if I show up to work late a lot, then there could be a huge consequence, which comes as being part of being late, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you either learn...
I'm so sorry.
That was really loud.
That was my arm just cracked. I'm sorry.
That's your shoulder. You gotta see a chiropractor.
I really do.
But you gotta just accept whether you're gonna take the mistake and fix it, improve on it, or just accept the consequences that come from it. And that just comes with part of being a responsible person, a responsible human. So if you guys are making mistakes and, you know, it's affecting your lifestyle, you gotta realize that that's yours to fix, not anybody else's to fix for you.
Yeah.
And the consequences that come along with it are also yours to live with, and nobody else's to live with.
That's true. Wow. You got deep there.
That shit hit. Gonna have to fix my time management now. Yeah. I mean, and that just goes along with any mistake too. Like, not just...
Yeah, not just, obviously, he's just talking in general, like any mistake.
What would you say would be, like, one of the biggest mistakes that you were like, damn, I really should have not done that?
I don't know, man. You're putting me on the spot.
Whether it's, like, relationship, life, the arguments in the shower that you had, you should have said this, and instead you said that.
Oh. I have those conversations with myself all the time, you guys.
Everybody does.
But no, I know, I guess one mistake is staying quiet. I think that's what I think about. Like, damn, like, I could have said this at that time, but I didn't. Like, I'd rather
This is just coming back to, like, arguments or discussions, talking?
Yeah, like, in general, like...
Just in general.
I feel like more like confrontations, I guess you can say that. I'm not very...
confronting?
Yeah, I'm not good at it. I mean, I feel like I've gotten better at it now, for sure, because, you know, just life in general, like, it makes you better at some stuff. But, yeah, I was definitely bad at it. My sister taught me how to confront people, for sure.
And you're not confronting people, like, just so we're clear, you're not confronting people to start issues.
Yeah,
you're confronting them for...
Well, just, like, in, like, if... Well, let's talk, like, I mean, relationships. Like, if you don't like something about, like, if you want something to change, it's better to talk about it, you know, bring it up to light so that that person knows. Does that make sense?
So you're confronting people to make your perspective or point to be known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. No, that's very true. So what I think that you're saying is just pretty much learn how to confront people so that they don't step over you.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Because, I mean, it's like my job, you know, like, you know, I told you earlier, I feel like I've never had to defend myself so much at a place.
Yeah.
At a workplace, for sure. I feel like it's definitely made me realize, like, damn, like, I've stayed quiet for too long. And I don't know, I just don't like when people try to
Take advantage of you.
take advantage of you, and not only that, like, you know, put an image of you out there.
Oh, yeah, I see you. Yeah, I mean, like, when it comes to confronting people, I guess it's just, and I mean, there could be different reasons on why you're confronting somebody. What I would say, I really, like you said, I don't like confrontations at all.
I don't like it.
I'm really chill, really laid back. The only time that I will defend myself in a fight or in an argument, or at, like, work or an accusation or whatever it is when I feel like somebody is getting it twisted and not like they're saying something that I'm not, or doing something that is affecting me personally, or directly affecting me, you know. So it's like when it comes to confrontations, pretty much what we're saying is don't allow yourself to be stepped on.
Yeah. Well, and then also, like, when you do confront people, like, obviously there's the right way to do it, you know, come about it in the right way, too. Because I feel like if you say the right things, you're going to get heard more, whereas if you do the wrong things, it's not going to work out, you know?
Yeah,
people
and
aren't going to see what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I see you. And that comes with experience and knowing how and what you bring to the table.
And not only that, like, everyone's different. Like, you don't know who, like, whoever you're approaching, you have to also feel like you have to figure out who they are and make sure that whatever you say, it's not gonna make them react in a way that you don't want them to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is definitely true. And I mean, I don't think that everybody has that privilege, that talent to approach somebody in a certain way to where they are able to approach them and say what they actually want to say without, like you're saying, getting the wrong reaction out of the other person.
Yeah, just be careful with what you say.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Just be more mindful of how you say things and what you say.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, if you guys...
Wow, you're making me want to square up with someone right now.
As soon as this podcast is done, you guys can go to World Star
and find me there.
I'm just
Viva
kidding.
La Rosie. She's wild and now.
Oh god. No, I mean, you gotta know who you are and, like, what you bring to something, whether that's your job, your career, your internship, your relationship, your household, wherever it is that you are having these issues or confrontations or this need of a confrontation. You gotta understand what you're bringing and just be mindful that you're capable of these things and make yourself heard, but in the right way, like she said. And everybody's different. Like for me, at least I feel, you know how I tell you that Angel comes at me, like, he comes at me, he just tells me to just do it.
Yeah, sometimes Angel can come in pretty hard, though. At least Timmy.
But I feel like he comes at you that way because it makes you realize things, and he knows that it makes you realize things.
He comes in a way of, like, tough love type thing. But I will tell you guys, though, like, sometimes just because... And this is not just, like, things that Angel has told me. Just, like, in general. Like, if someone's trying to put you on check about something that they think is wrong, that doesn't mean that they're right. So, I don't know. I just
No,
wanted to make
yeah.
that
So
known.
make sure that you figure
Yeah.
out yourself, and like I said, like what you're bringing. Because if somebody accuses you of something, and you don't know what you're bringing or what your worth is, then
Yeah.
you're just gonna accept what they're telling you and think that you're wrong.
Hmm. But then you also have to, since we are at the Be Happy podcast, it's okay to confront people, but also learn how to move on, and be happy.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be mad at someone for too long, especially if it's like petty stuff or like stuff at work. Like, that's just work. Learn how to move on from it. Learn how to like come out of work and be like, okay, well, work people. They don't even matter. What matters is like your relationships outside.
And we're back. So we were just talking about being happy and letting stuff go,
Mm-hmm.
not holding on to the petty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you were saying work life to.
Yeah, I mean, just leave work outside of your personal life,
Mm-hmm.
or like just stuff in general. Like, you should know what's important and what's
What should
not.
actually
Yeah.
what you should actually allow to eat up your time
Yeah.
and your life before you decide to hold on to something for so long.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. And definitely confront something, guys, if it's affecting you on a personal level and it's affecting your feelings. Because that's going to be important. Like, if you guys are not or if you guys are not talking about it or confronting it, excuse me, then it's never going to get resolved.
Yeah.
And you're just going to live with this grudge within you, and it's going to be affecting your relationship,
Yeah.
whether it's a coworker or your significant other.
Grudges are bad.
Yeah, and definitely, like, if you are over it, make sure to let it go.
Yeah.
Like if you're not gonna talk about it, if you're not gonna confront it, close it, let it go, and leave it behind you. But don't just sit there and swallow it up
Amen, brother.
without telling the other
Yes.
person, because it's gonna reflect on how you treat the other person.
And your character.
Mhm.
It'll change your character.
It'll eat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll definitely eat you up. It's gonna like if you show up and this person is there that you have an issue with or that you haven't confronted, um it's just gonna kill your mood,
Yeah.
and you have to let it go. If you're not gonna talk about it, if you're not gonna resolve anything about it, then you have to
Yeah.
let it go.
I mean, you're at the end of the day, like if you're holding a grudge, you're only hurting yourself. So.
Yeah, definitely, because nobody else knows that that grudge is there. The only person that knows that that is there is you.
Yeah, like what's the point to have that grudge? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. So grudges are bad.
Yep. I'm really good at not holding grudges though.
Letting stuff go.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know, man. I prefer to just move on,
Mm-hmm.
in general.
And what would you try to think of, like, two, like, really, or a small example and then like a big example of a grudge.
Well, a small example would be friggin' work, because there's a woman that tried me, you guys. She tried me. But I definitely spoke about it. I mean, I spoke out and I, like, confronted her about it. And you know what? She actually, like, we had a little situation and whatever. And then I was very mad about it. Just that one day, I was really mad and, like, I was so upset. Like, I even got on my lunch break and I called my sister and I was like, dude, like, this just happened. Like, I can't believe, like, she would say that and, like, and whatever. But I confronted her about it, and then weeks passed by or whatever, and I was over. Like, I didn't make it miserable to work with her. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you just.
I just, that bad moment, we had that bad moment, that was it. Like, I let it go, and then the next day I went back, and it was just kind of like nothing. Not nothing, obviously, but, like, I just didn't make it, like, a big deal. And
You didn't.
and I also didn't talk about it with other people. Like, it was just that bad moment with me and her. And then, actually, like, maybe, like, 2-3 weeks ago, I feel like I'm losing my breath. Sorry,
Yeah, I
guys.
step out to breathe.
Sorry. She came up to me and she was like, you know what I like about you, Rosie? And I was like, what? And then
You're like, what, bitch?
yeah, no, not like that. It was just like, oh God, what is she gonna say? She was like, you come here, you work, you don't bring problems, you literally do your job, you're coachable, and you don't talk bad about people, you don't bring problems up, you are just so easy to work with. And she was like, you know, my manager, like our general manager, because she is a manager, but she's not like a
High end.
yeah, she's not a general manager. That my general manager like pulled her aside and was worried about the situation. And she was like, yeah, like he pulled me aside and he was worried about me and you, but like you literally you just moved past it. And she was like, I really like that about you. Like you're just really good to work with. I don't know, she just like she made me realize that like, oh, like yeah, like I definitely don't, like I'm not good at holding grudges. And I told her that I was like, honestly, like I can't stay mad for long, like, and at the end of the day, like it's not that big of a deal.
And
Like,
this is a perfect example on why you should confront somebody and tell somebody exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Because she could have reacted a different way. She could have just been like, you stupid bitch, you can't tell me what to do. And this person would have had a completely different idea or feeling towards you. But because you decided that you were going to do the right thing and speak about how you felt and just let this issue go, then she on her own time realized, hey, I'm wrong, and this girl just wants to come to work. I'm gonna let this go myself, and we're gonna move past this. And that can translate to many things. I mean, like that was supposed to be a small example, but it just pretty much proved the whole thing about letting grudges go and speaking to people about how you feel.
Yeah.
Can you think of a big grudge?
I mean,
huge one.
I mean, there's an obvious one, I guess, like my mom, but
Okay.
I don't know. That's like, how would we even get into that one?
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I mean, we can. There's nothing to hide. I just, like, how would people understand this?
Well, I don't think that you realize how many people come from broken homes and broken families.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to explain that. How would I explain this to people?
Well, lack of love between two people, and that happens to a lot of households.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like, I guess how you said, like, I came from a broken home, I guess you can say that. Yeah, we did. Me and my sister definitely did. But, as you grow older, you realize, you know, everyone is human. I guess you can say that. Everyone's human, including your parents, you know. As kids, we want to believe that our parents are perfect.
Yeah.
Because they're our parents, but you grow to an age where you realize, like, damn, like, you know, they're humans too, like, they make mistakes too, and it's better to accept them because, I mean, what are you gonna do? They're your parents, you know?
Yeah.
So, I refuse to hold a grudge against my mom for, you know,
everything,
you know, everything that happened.
Yeah.
There, so.
And I've spoke to you about that as well. Like off air, we've talked many times, and I told you how I felt. But I mean, like, you just, like you said, I mean, parents are parents, and they're gonna be your parents forever. Like, my girlfriend's mom, she grew up without a dad, and there was some issues that were going on between him and her, and then my girlfriend grew up without her dad. He was there for the first half of her life, and then due to an affair, that family was broken up, and so now she's growing up without her dad. And props to my mother-in-law, you know, like, she's a great woman, she's a strong woman, she's brought her children up to be wonderful people. But like going back to who your parents are, Alexis constantly tells me that she loves her dad, and like her dad has done some, like, between me and her, we've experienced some real, like, some true examples of how bad a father can be. We went up to see him. We were like about 30 minutes away from seeing him. We had already planned to see him, and he left his daughter on red.
Oh yeah.
And this girl, I mean, she obviously broke down. You know, she was having a really hard time. So once she cooled down, she talked to me, and she was like, "That's my dad."
Yeah.
You know, like, at the end of the day, that's my dad, and I love him. Like, I'm never gonna forgive him for doing things like that, but like, I also have really good memories of him. And she was just like, she's just accepting of your parents are your parents, and they're gonna be your parents forever. And like, using her mom as an example, she completely denies her dad.
Like, her mom denies her dad, or denies Alexis' dad?
Her mom denies her own father. Okay. Because of what had happened. And that's really hurt her.
Yeah.
As a person, in the long run,
it's gonna hurt you. Yeah.
That's really hurt her, and you can see it on her.
You know that phrase, like, esa frase, like, if you're not good with your parents, you're not gonna be good in life. I mean, I really truly do believe that.
I've never heard that.
Really? I've heard that. Yeah, I really do believe that if you're not good with your parents, if you're not okay with them, if you're not in good stance with them, then you're not going to be good in life. And there's a lot of people that we can put as an example, but...
And we don't have to put anybody as an example.
It's just...
I mean, our listeners, if they have and they can relate to the situation, they're going to understand, and they're going to think about their own people.
But at the end of the day, that I feel like that's a healing process within yourself. Like, if there's a big grudge, if you're holding a really big grudge, I think that's something that's wrong with you, not with the other person.
Yeah, because I mean, the other person could have caused this grudge, but like, going back to my girlfriend's mom as an example, like, he's not anywhere around. He's actually in a whole different country. And yet, because she doesn't let this grudge go, it continuously pops up. Yeah. It continuously causes pain within her, and it ruins relationships for her. Because she just, like, anything that happens just reminds her of this person, and it shuts her off. And then, because of these experiences, she's tainting other people's parents as that. Like, she continuously tries to tell my girlfriend that her dad is a bad person.
Oh, okay.
But Alexis can see the better in her father. And not long ago, she tried to push that upon somebody else that also didn't have their father in their life. And that really affected the other person. You know, and it's like,
that's a bummer.
Like, just because you can't let go of a grudge doesn't mean that somebody else isn't letting go of a grudge. And like we said, it's gonna hurt yourself in the long run. Yeah.
I mean, but the other person has to also realize, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. It honestly all depends. Because, I mean, I can give you the example of me and my sister. I mean, it's kind of like that. Like, my sister has never put a bad image about my mom in me. But I can definitely tell you that because there's a really big conflict between my mom and my sister, it causes conflict between myself. And that's an issue that I have to deal with, you know. I have to realize, like, oh, you know, who cares about their relationship as long as my relationship is okay with my mom? But it's tough because if you're, regardless if someone wants to or not, if you love someone, their opinion is going to matter and it's going to affect you. It does not matter.
And it's gonna hurt your your relationship, not just between you and the other person that they're talking bad about, but the relationship between you and this person that is talking bad about.
Yeah, because I feel like it definitely has affected in a way me and my sister.
Yeah, so you just gotta let the big ones go, especially the big ones. Not because they're gonna cause petty stuff in your life, but coming back from some technical difficulties, you guys, sorry about that. We were talking about grudges, letting the big ones go. You have to let the big ones go because they're not gonna affect you momentarily. They can ruin your whole life, your whole dynamic, your whole view on relationships, your whole view on parenthood. The big ones are really gonna fuck you up for life. And if you guys have something like that, like I said, feel free to message me, you guys. As of right now, I mean, this is obviously starting up, so I can reply to as many people as possible. But in the long run, feel free to write me. If I put a PO box in the long run, feel free to share your complications, your big grudges, your little grudges. I really just want to make a connection with my audience. So if you guys feel comfortable, if you guys feel that you can trust me, feel free to write me. Feel free to DM me. If I can't help you, I will at least listen. So in the long run, guys, just make sure that you guys let the big ones go. Definitely let the big ones go. Big ones for me. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic.
I want to know.
Well, I can tell you off air, but that's a whole nother topic. All right, you guys. Well, we are a little bit over an hour. Did you want to do another topic?
It's up to you.
I'm with it if you are.
We can do it. 3, 2, 1, and we're back on.
We're back on. I was asking you if you wanted to do another topic. A quick one to end things on a little happier note. But I actually didn't think of one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, I can think of one. When it comes to picking a significant other, what would be some of the qualities that you...
Oh, let me tell you. I know my perfect man. I know what I want already.
Then I guess this is going to be really quick. Go ahead. Tell us, girl. Tell us.
Listen, my last relationship definitely taught me what I don't want in a guy.
Interesting.
Yep. It showed me a lot of what I want and what I'm looking for. And I want someone that is funny, fun, nice, someone that takes care of me, because I've been with a lot of selfish men and I just want to be taken care of. So that's what I want. So if anyone is interested, I am taking applications.
Apply it. Viva La Rosie.
Viva La Rosie. Send me, my email is floresrx.
Hey. Don't disclose your email like that, you dummy.
That was a fake one.
So. Okay.
I was ready to get the application, so I'm ready.
Oh, God.
I am looking for my next husband. Not my next husband, because I haven't had one. But I am looking for my husband.
Take your time.
Yeah, I am.
Take your time. Meet as many wonderful men as
You know what?
men, no boys, men.
Yeah, that too. I don't want a boy. I want a man.
Okay, so I mean, you were talking about how you learned something from your previous relationships. What
I
would
don't
you
want
say to
someone
girls?
boring. Oh, girls, what?
Girls that have been in that situation, or maybe are in that situation.
Well, I mean, what can I say? I don't know. That are in what situation, though?
Like in a situation where their significant other isn't mindful of them, or...
Leave him, boo. Leave him. No. You know what? Okay. I mean, talk to them. It's like we talked about confrontation. Like, tell them, obviously, you know, what what's becoming an issue between you guys, or like your relationship with them, because if you don't speak, nothing's gonna, get fixed. And also, I talk with my hands. I just realized
I
that.
know. I'm so glad that your hands are off screen.
I know.
Now just
I'm over
continue.
here like, I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, but also, you hit a point where like you talk about this topic, this issue for so long that if nothing's changing, there's, you know, drop them. Boo. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Because yes, like there's like little issues here and there, but if those issues become bigger issues, then I don't know, just drop them.
Yeah. And what a girl, like, let's say that you guys spoke about this and the other person spoke to you and gave you their perspective. Is there a middle ground that maybe both parties can come to?
Yes. I mean, if there's an issue, if it's becoming such a big issue, is because there's something wrong on both ends. Does that make sense? Like, if it's becoming that big of an issue, it's because there's something wrong. You're both doing something wrong. So at the end of the day, like, you guys both have to fix something. I don't know if I'm...
No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, like you guys both have to fix something.
Yeah, Mikey and I spoke about seeing each other's perspectives and point of views. And like really seeing each other's perspectives. Like, hey, wear my shoes for a little bit and see where I'm coming from. And then the other person wears your shoes for a little bit and you see where they're coming from. And then you guys meet somewhere in the middle. Would you say that your previous relationship, maybe, and this is totally hypothetical, would you say that it could have been saved if your partner would have done something different based on what you were asking him to? Or was it just totally done and there was the point of no return? Or would you say that if you caught this issue early on, maybe it could have changed and things would have been different?
I mean, a little bit of both. I think if we would have caught it a little bit early on, yeah, maybe we could have been together still. But whatever's meant to be, it's gonna be, So, I think we were just done, and we both kind of gave up.
So it's given up.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we both gave up.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I feel like you can catch something early on, and both parties are willing to talk about something, then you gotta really understand the difference between talking about a relationship threatening issue and something really small where
there's
like people, I mean, and I'm not pointing anything out or anything, everybody obviously does relationships differently, but there's a lot of like really little things that shouldn't be an issue but can be for people. So you gotta really know the difference between...
We're gonna talk about this after. I want to know what you're talking about. Who you're talking about.
Nothing.
Oh, haha.
No. I'm giving examples. I'm giving examples. Just like really, understand whether it's a small issue or a bigger threatening issue that is, like you said, like you were talking about how if you were caught it earlier, then it probably could have been saved as long as the other party would have been willing to.
I don't know. I mean... just because, like, I'm thinking about my past relationship, I just think we both didn't want to change. So, it's kind of...
Was it a change that you think would have benefited you? Like, was it a change that you could see yourself making? Or was it a change that you didn't see yourself changing?
I think he was trying to change me to someone that I'm not. And that's where it became a really big issue. I think he wanted me to be someone that I wasn't. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And were you trying to change him into something that he wasn't?
No. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's when he would have to come in and answer that for himself, to be honest. Because I don't think I was. I think I was just very accepting, I guess you can say. but he can think otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't speak for him, but from my perspective, I don't think I ever try to change him.
Are you willing to talk about the specifics, like the specific issue, or?
I mean, yeah, let's get to it.
Okay.
It was just like a lot of things, but I mean, I think our main issue, and I think the main issue in a lot of relationships is intimacy.
Okay.
I mean,
and that's a huge one.
Yeah, that's a really big issue, and I think, I mean, I guess this is good for people to talk, like, listen to, because it's two different perspectives. It's a woman and you're a man, so
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he just was very how do you like insistent? I don't know how to explain it. Like, he was just very demanding when it came to intimacy.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't, and it became a really big issue. So
it's like he kind of wanted to do all these things, and maybe you didn't.
It's not things. It's just he wanted it all the time, and I mean, as a girl.
Okay, so there was a difference in sexual drives.
Mm-hmm. And well, yeah, that too. I mean, yeah, there was like a big difference in sexual drive, but I mean, I feel like, well, between like my relationship with him, I think it was just everything in general. But yes, and like sexual or whatever. That
Okay,
was
so like
really
that
big,
was one of the reasons.
That was like a really, really big issue between me and him. That's not why we ended, though. I mean, we ended because of other reasons. But yeah, that was that definitely took a toll on our relationship.
Okay.
A really big toll.
Okay, well, when it comes to intimacy, and I'm no sex doctor, you guys, just so we're clear. It's a big factor in relationships. I mean, like mine and my girlfriend's relationships, baby, I'm putting my shit out there. At the beginning, our sex life was incredible, you know, and it still is.
It always is. It's always like that, though.
Yeah, it's always like that. And then as you kind of reach a certain point, it can still be, as long as both parties are willing to work with each other and willing to listen each other out.
Yeah.
Like, my sex drive is incredibly high and hers is like a medium low.
But okay, I mean, a man's sex drive, not always. I don't want to speak for men, but for
there's horny girls out there, girl.
Yes, there definitely is. Every girl can be really horny. Every girl.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, it just comes naturally. Like, men are naturally just more sexually active than a girl would ever be. You know?
Yeah.
But there are really, really, really horny girls out there.
Yes.
But it just comes naturally, and sometimes it's just hard for women to understand that. And then it's also hard for men to understand, like, we don't want it all the time.
It's harder for men to understand that. And I can tell you this because I'm not one of those men, but I definitely have seen and have heard stories of those men. So to my boys out there, girls can tune out for a quick second. I'm going to speak to my boys real quick. Listen to your fucking partner.
Yeah.
Listen to your partner.
Amen.
Know that your partner, as a woman, if she's not one of these examples of girls that we just said are horny all the time, she really doesn't want to fuck you, dude.
I admire those women, though.
She really doesn't. So it's going to be up to you to set the standard, to set the table, to set the mood. And that is a whole topic in its own that we will eventually touch. But real quick, guys, listen to your partner. Like, it's so important. I'll use myself as an example. My girlfriend and I were having some technical difficulties in our sex life, in the sense that, like you said, to men, it comes naturally. And we are just pow hard, ready to go.
Yes.
And for women,
it's like that.
For women, it's not that.
It's more of the before.
That
for women,
right? 100%. And so now we figured out our routine when it comes to a proper, sex life, and it took a few times to figure it out. And even then, like, we're still learning so much about each other. But it took me listening to her, what I needed to do, figuring out what I needed to do, because she was really unwilling to talk about it, because it's not as easy for her to talk about
Yeah,
sex.
I mean, as a woman, I can tell you that sometimes it's really hard to talk about it with, our partners because we feel like they're not going to understand. And as a girl that came from a relationship where the guy definitely did not understand, it sucks. Like, it really, really does suck.
But know that there are men out there that really understand, there are willing to listen to you when it comes to your sex life, what you like, what you don't like, and what needs to change. And to all my
Where
girl
are they?
listeners,
Where are they at? I need to meet more men like that.
they're there, they're there. To all my female listeners, if you guys are having this issue, don't DM me, please. DM her.
Damn me, please. We can talk about this.
Talk to your partner. Communicate what you're feeling at the time, before, after, and what needs to change. And don't be afraid to, because if you are looking at your partner and it's a long term, you know that you want them long term, you have to be able to communicate that with them. Otherwise, you're going to have a really, really tough life.
Yeah.
And eventually, you guys are going to hit a point where, like, hey, we haven't had sex in 3 months. Now we have 4 kids. And do we even love each other? And that's when bigger issues come into play. So, and I can't obviously relate to that because I have no kids or no wife or nothing, but I am capable of foreseeing that happening to a lot of people, especially in our culture, because sex is so not talked about.
Yeah, we don't.
Sex is so shamed. It's so shamed to talk about your sex life, your sexuality, what you like, what you don't like. It's so shamed.
It's shame to talk, and then talking about issues too. I mean, like, coming from our culture or whatever, it's kind of shamed upon if you have issues. It's kind of like, oh, well, you're not doing it right. What are you doing wrong? And it becomes a teasing game. So it just sucks.
Teasing game how? I'm sorry.
Just like they make fun of you or like, like, what are you doing wrong? Like, oh, maybe you're not doing it right. You don't know how to do it right.
Got it. Yeah. So don't be afraid to talk to your partner, you guys, when it comes to your sex life. It's going to be an important factor in the health of your relationship. To my boys, please listen to your significant other. Like I said, she doesn't want to fuck you, dude. You have to make sure that you come in, you talk to her the right way, you set the mood, and you touch her. Like for women, sex is so different than it is for men. And I mean, like, this is just generally speaking. Like we said, I don't have an example of a really like horny girl or anything like that are like, I want to fuck. That was a fucking thumbnail for sure. But generally speaking, make sure that you guys set the mood. Make sure that you guys talk to each other. Make sure that you guys communicate how you're feeling. And then you won't have something like this where, like, this girl now has to go around using you as an example of what not to do.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it sucks for him. That's the example.
But I mean, it has a lot to do with him too. That's why I talked to my boys for a second. Make sure that you guys are listening, because you could have been telling him, hey, not like that, or hey, not now, or hey, I need this, or hey, I need that, and he could have not been listening, not doing it, not.
He definitely wasn't listening.
And you see, and like, sexual or not sexual, sex for girls is a huge deal mentally.
Yeah, I mean, especially like if you're in a relationship, it's because there's feelings involved. I mean, I can go out there and, have sex with guys and not have feelings and it be like whatever's. But when you're in a relationship, like, it sucks. Like, it really, really does suck, because you feel like, oh damn, like, I actually like this guy, but that aspect of our relationship is not working out. So I don't know if anything else will work out.
Yeah, I totally hear you. I totally hear you. Um, and it comes a lot to do with feelings as well,
Mm-hmm.
because like you said, you know, like sex obviously with somebody that you are in a relationship with should have feelings involved.
Yeah.
Um, and that has a lot to do with, I mean, at least for boys, um, just like the society aspect of why you should be having sex with women, and like the body counts and the college lives and the porn life and all of that stuff uh, really taints a boy's image of why and how you should have sex with a woman, and not so much the intimacy that comes with a
I see
healthy
what you're saying.
sex
Yeah.
life. A healthy sex
Yeah.
life. Yeah. And there's a lot of trauma involved too, like in sex life. Like there could be um and not just like trauma like previous trauma, but like sex life trauma in your body composition, I guess.
Mm.
What how can I use it? Like
I.
your biology, your
What are you?
like
I'm
you
trying to
could
see what you're trying to
have a
say.
crooked vagina.
Oh, okay.
Like you
Yeah.
could have a crooked
Like
vagina.
there's like medical issues. That's what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
trying to say medical issues.
Medical issues.
Yeah. You know what? Talking about that, like I thought I had a medical issue, and I even went to the doctor, and they did a lot of tests on me. They did vaginal ultrasound and everything came out, fine. So that's when I realized, like, oh, like there's obviously something wrong. Like we're doing something wrong.
But it's not me.
Yeah, and
At
it's
least
not me.
medical wise.
Yeah, and I really did think that it was me. But I don't know. When you're in a relationship, you could become a little in denial. You feel like, oh, but it should be right because I love this guy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like why would something be wrong in our sex life? And once I went to the doctor, that's when I realized, like, man, like, there's something wrong in my relationship, not with me.
Yeah.
And as a girl, like, for girls out there that are listening, don't feel like it's you. If there's something wrong, like, if they're making you feel bad about something, like, don't feel that way. Like, there's obviously something wrong with them. Like, they need to figure something out. So, yeah.
And to my boys, bouncing off what she said, don't be shaming your girl just because she needs a breather or she cannot please you sexually.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, sex is totally different for women than it is for men. So if there's a lubrication issue, then maybe there needs to be more foreplay, or she's not mentally ready in a day to have sex, and you as a boy need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be capable of understanding that.
And don't get mad at your girl if they're
Don't.
not, like,
Don't.
if they don't want to that day.
Definitely don't. And if you do get upset, make sure that you guys communicate to each other why you got upset. Is it like, hey, I got you last time and you didn't get me this time? Is it like, hey, I haven't gotten off in a really long time? Or hey, whatever, just make sure that you guys talk to each other and you communicate with each other what the actual issue is. Otherwise, the next time it comes to you having sex, and like if you as a guy are holding this grudge from the last time that you guys had sex, it's gonna affect your current your current moment.
Mm-hmm.
And like this time she might be ready and she might be having a really good time, but because of the last time she had an issue, now you are holding that and it's gonna affect you this time. So make sure that you guys are not holding your partner accountable for anything that is happening. And a sex life is between two, not between you and your dick.
Yeah.
Like it's totally different, you guys. And like I said, like everybody's different. Like every girl's different. Every guy is different. Every guy is different. Every girl's different. Like there was a lot of things that come into play, but communication is gonna be one of the bigger ones.
Yeah. Also, for men that want to apply, our sex drive has to be the same. Because I'm not willing to go through that again. That's all I'm saying.
No, but it doesn't have to be the same.
Yeah.
As long as they're capable of
yeah.
understanding that your sex drive is lower. Like I said, my sex drive is high, my girlfriend's is a medium low, and I'm capable of understanding that we can't have sex every fucking day.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Gino.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Anywho, you guys, it looks like that is gonna be all the time that we have today. This is one of the biggest or longest podcasts that we've had, so we're gonna have to close this out right now. Thank you so much for stopping in here and talking about anything and everything.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to Viva La Rosie on YouTube and give her a follow.
Spaces.
No spaces. And give her a follow on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Thanks for having me.
Peace.
Bye.